everyone, and welcome to Pardon the Oppo, American Bridge's extremely original take on the latest opposition research developing in races all across the country. We are the largest Democratic research organization, and we watch these Republicans like it's our job, because it is. I'm Alex De Luca, and I'm Bridge's communications director for state and gubernatorial races, and today's looking pretty peachy, so let's talk about the Georgia gubernatorial race. I'm joined by my colleagues Liz Charboneau and Ian Smith. Welcome, guys. Liz, let's start us off. So who is Brian Kemp?
Brian Kemp is the current governor of Georgia and former Secretary of State. In this primary, he likes to pretend he's a moderate, but we all know that's totally laughable. Brian Kemp is absolutely no moderate. He signed one of the most restrictive abortion laws in this country and even said if he gets the chance, he wants to go even further with it.
Governor Brian Kemp signed the heartbeat bill into law in 2019 and now says he will back legislative efforts to give his legislation Texas-style legal standing.
We think it'll be successful, and we'll continue to see how the Texas case moves along and work with the legislature on anything that they want to do that would be pro-life.
And he's honestly dedicated his career to voter suppression, especially when it comes to the black voters whose voices were essential in turning Georgia blue in 2020.
Yeah, he's definitely no moderate. I mean, he's also the leading advocate for anti-democratic gerrymandering in this latest round of redistricting.
Yeah, sounds like he's about as bad as it gets. There's another Republican running in this race named David Perdue. Liz, who is he? And why do I know that name?
You definitely remember him as the disgraced former senator who lost in 2021.
Yeah, that is how I remember him. Why is he running for governor and not on vacation somewhere?
Well, he honestly is running for governor just so he can help Republicans steal future elections, especially Donald Trump. He almost never talks about anything that actually affects everyday Georgians. What he loves talking about is how he's going to make sure Donald Trump is president again. I mean, watch this.
In 24, my objective is to get a Republican president in the White House. We have to win this governor's race. It's a race of national importance.
Is that all he talks about?
Basically, yeah. He does have a tax plan that he brings up sometimes, but that would be a total disaster. It destroys funding for Georgia public schools and could force the state to create more taxes to pay for it.
Well, sounds like he's a bad option for Georgia, too. So, Ian, talk me through what all this means. We've got this race, there's a primary now, and then we've got November and the general election. Talk to me a little bit about what's going to happen in November and what it looks like on the ground.
Yeah, so as of now, the incumbent Brian Kemp has a 7-point lead over David Perdue, but I wouldn't feel so confident in that lead if I were him. Donald Trump is the most popular Republican in their party, and with a couple more months to campaign for David Perdue, who knows what that lead shrinks to. And both of them should be worried about the general. Stacey Abrams has one of the strongest ground games in the party and in the country, and that led Joe Biden to a 2020 victory that was actually unlikely. So who knows, with 2 more years to grow and nourish that base, what she can do in this race.
That's really exciting, and I for one, look forward to seeing. Liz, tell me, close us out, how is American Bridge going to work to ensure that we have a Democratic victory in Georgia this fall?
American Bridge has an amazing research team who's constantly digging into everything these Republicans have done. And we have trackers on the ground in Georgia and in all of our states who are always listening and watching and recording and holding these Republicans accountable for what they say on the trail.
Well, we love to hear that. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Liz, for your time. And from all of us here at American Bridge, see you next time.